morning, dear students. Let us go to the 8th standard syllabus in history, that is first lesson, that is sources. So in this lesson we are going to come across, that is important points like sources required to the study of history, the types of sources of history, and importance of archaeological sources, and fourth is importance of the inscription, and fifth is importance of oral sources in history. So let us go to the deep depth of this first lesson in it is social science 8th standard syllabus, that is sources. So let us go to the deep of this depth of this lesson by having some important pictures. Dear students, history, let us know what is the meaning of history. History is a systematic study of the past. History is written on the basis of sources. Hence, there is no source, no history is the stance of history. Historian is like an advocate. The advocate present their arguments on the basis of followed evidences and sources related to their case. Similarly, historians collect the sources, subject them to critical examination, analysis, and then write the history. So whenever direct sources are not available, they need to make some assumptions based on the available sources. Hence, often an event is analyzed from different perspectives by different historians. Let us know what is the meaning of source. What is source? Human beings had created many facilities to lead their life since ancient times. If the things used human beings in past have remained, then they are called sources. Hence, the agricultural tools left by the earlier people, forts, coins, inscriptions, arms, temples, and other religious buildings are considered as sources to write history. Similarly, the written documents and literary works are the main source of history. The materials needed for the writing of history are the primary sources. These sources can be divided into two. One is literary sources and another one is archaeological sources. Types of sources. If you take the literary source, there are two types in literary sources. One is written literature and another one is oral literature. If you take written literature, so written literature is the main source of literary sources. Literature can bring the contemporary social life of time of the writer alive to us. There are two types of written sources. One is native sources and another one is foreign source. Native source, if you take the native literature, the literature created by Indians in native languages is called as the native literature. Literary works in Sanskrit, Prakrit, Kannada, Telugu, Tamil, Hindi, Marathi, Kashmiri, Gujarati, Oriya, and in many other native languages are the sources. Kautilya's Arthashastra, King Hala's Gata Saptashti, Vishakadatta's Mudra Rakshasa, Kalharna's Rajatarangini, Bhanabhatta's Harshacharita, Chand Bardai's Prithvi Rajaraso, Pampa's Vikramarjuna Vijaya, Sangam literature, are many other such literary works can be named as native literature. These works portray them contemporary social, religious, economic and political life of the people. You can see the picture of King Hala's Gata Saptasati, Mudra Rakshasa of Vishakadatta, Kalharna's Rajatarangini, a chronicle of the kings of Kashmir, volume 1, the Harshacharita by Bhanabhatta, and Firoz Shahi, Chand Bardai's Prithvi Rajaraso, and Vikramarjuna Vijaya. Pampas Vikramarjuna Vijaya. So these are the important native literature. Now let us go to the foreign literature. So many foreigners who visited India as travelers, ambassadors, businessmen, officials and missionaries have recorded their observation and experience in their works. So these works are considered as foreign literature. So you can have the pictures here. Megasthenes Indica, Fahin's Gokoki, Huensang Siyuki, then Ptolemy's Geography, Ferishta's Tarike Ferishta, Babar's Tuzuke Babari, and others are the important sources. Apart from these, there are many other writings that serve as the sources. In these works also can get the depiction of them contemporary social, political, economic, cultural and administrative aspects. Now let us go to the oral literature. Oral literature means the folk story, folk song, folk legends, ballads and other that on from one person to another by word of mouth. Since the beginning of human life, human beings are passing on their experiences in the form stories, songs and ballads orally from generation to generation. Now let us move to the oral literature. It means folk story, folk song, folk legends, ballads and others that pass on from one person to another. So the folk people have created ballads about the local heroes. There are ballads on Kumara Rama, Nayakas of Chitradurga, Kempegowda, Tipu Sultan, Sangolli Rayana, Kittur Rani Chennamma, Sindhura Lakshmana, Meadows Taylor and others. Legends. There are legends behind the names and places like Shravanabelagoda, Bengaluru, Koppala, Pattadakallu, Gokarna and also Mysuru. Similarly, every village and town have their own legends. So dear students, today we have learned about the sources and the sources required to the study of history, types of sources of history. So let us go for the archaeological sources now. Archaeological sources are divided into 4 types. One is inscriptions and then coins, monuments and other ruins. Archaeological sources are available not only on the surface of the earth but also hidden deep in the depths of the earth. The hidden things in the earth are dug out by using scientific methods. This process is called excavation. Harappan civilization came into light only due to the process of excavation. During excavation, ruins of building, inscription, coins, terracotta pieces, bangles, seals, beads, bone pieces, metal and others have been found. So let us go to the important topic, that is inscription. Inscription mean engraved writing. Inscription are written on stone, rock, metal, ivory, terracotta and other materials that last longer. Inscription are more reliable as these have a direct relationship with earliest inscription. Most of the inscriptions are in Brahmi script. Their language is Prakrit. Thousands of inscriptions are found in Kannada, Telugu, Tamil, Sanskrit, Prakrit languages. Samudragupta's Allahabad pillar inscription, Immadi Pulakeshi's Aihoda inscription, and then Samudragupta's Kharavela's Hathigampa inscription and other inscription portray the military achievements of then rulers. The Uttara Meruru inscription narrate the rural administration of Chola king. Apart from this, many political, social, cultural, economic, educational, religious aspects are reflected in these inscriptions. Dear children, we have learnt about that is up to inscriptions. Tomorrow let us continue about the description of coins. Thank you for watching.